Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody to the monthly Town of Milton Board meeting. Today is October the 23rd, 2024, time 6:30. I'd like to get the meeting started with the pledge by Councilman Frolish.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Roll call.
Councilman Delnicki.
Present.
Councilwoman Soden.
Present.
Councilman Frolish.
Present.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Present.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Present. First on the agenda is a motion to accept the minutes from the September 25th, 2024 Town Board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki. Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, the next motion to accept the minutes from the October 1st, 2024 Special Town Board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki. Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Same.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next on the agenda is resolution number 94 of 2024. Resolution to classify and issue a seeker determination for the action involving a local law amending sections of the town code in connection with the updates to the roadways and infrastructure dedication standards and procedures, whereas town board determines necessary to develop an up-to-date procedure and forms for the dedication of the roadways from private developers to the town by Resolution 99 of 2023, approved and awarded a project to Delaware Engineering DPC and would include reviewing the current code requirements, development and additional standards, forms and procedures, and documentation for consideration, as well as the adoption of a code amendments if necessary. And whereas the proposed text amendments would involve certain changes to Chapter 180 of the town zoning law, and therefore subsection A must be referred to the town planning board for report and recommendation thereon in accordance with Article 14 of the chapter of 180 of the town zoning law, and must be referred to Saratoga County Planning Board in accordance with GML 239M, and now therefore be resolved by the town board, town of Milton, as follows. With respect to the requirements of seeker of the town board, hereby subsection A classifies the proposed action involving the adoption of the proposed local law as an unlisted action in accordance with the seeker. Subsection B declares itself the lead agency for the purpose of uncoordinated review under seeker. Subsection C adapts in accordance with seeker a negative declaration pursuant to Part 3 of the SCAF Annex hereto and made a part thereof, finding that the proposed action will not have a significant adverse environmental impact, and that no environmental impact statement will be prepared. And subsection D authorizes the town supervisor to sign Part 3 of the SCAF and directs the determination of environmental significance to be filed in accordance with applicable law. And subsection 2, the town board hereby acknowledges that the proposed amendments have previously been referred to the town's planning board for report and recommendation therein as required by article of the chapter code 180 of the town zoning law. The town board hereby acknowledges that the proposed tax amendments be referred to Saratoga County in accordance with the GML 239M, and now therefore be resolved by the town board, town of Milton. A motion for resolution number 94.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Could you read that one again? I'm kidding, Scott.
Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next on the agenda is going to be a public hearing for local law number 6-2024 roadway dedication procedures. Brenda, can you read the notice, please?
Please take notice that the town board of the town of Milton will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. The purpose of the public hearing is to allow the public to comment on the proposed local law 6 of 2024, updating town code chapters of the Town of Milton Town Code. The proposed local law is located on the Town of Milton website.
Thank you, Brenda. The time is now 6:35. The public hearing is now open for local law 6 of 2024, the roadway dedication procedures. Would anyone in the audience like to speak? Hearing none. Brenda, anybody via Zoom?
Nope.
Since nobody is willing to talk on this proceeding, a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky. Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next on the agenda, public comment number one on agenda items only. Public comment number one is now open if anyone would like to speak. On division.
Very board here on Wednesday night. But I just wanted to speak on the resolution number 95, where we looked at appointing Amanda, Executive Secretary. I had a lot of interaction with the clerk's office. I have had nothing but great experiences. I would speak on her behalf. She is personable, she is knowledgeable, and she's professional, and I believe in meritocracy. So I appreciate you finding good people to move up. And thank you. I offer my support for her. I don't see her here tonight, but she does a super duper job. And I think
She is on Zoom.
she's okay. They're busy. So, but that was my comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Anyone else like to speak? Anybody via Zoom, Brenda?
Nope, just Amanda saying thank you.
Okay, public comment number one is now closed. Brenda, I do not have the resolution number 95. Would you have an extra copy with you? If not, I can just read off my notes here.
I do not have a copy with me.
I don't have.
Okay, so next is resolution number 95 of 2024, resolution to hire and appoint executive secretary to the enforcement, planning and zoning of the code enforcement office of the town of Milton. Whereas due to a vacancy in the staff, the town of Milton Code Enforcement Office is in need of a full-time employee for a newly created position of executive secretary to enforcement, planning and zoning. Now therefore be resolved upon the request of recommendation of the Personnel Committee and Code Enforcement Officer, the town board hereby appoints and hires Amanda Zawada of 800 Arnold Street, Lot 18, Bolson Spa, New York, 12020, on a provisional basis to the position of Executive Secretary to the Enforcement, Planning and Zoning of the town of Milton Code Enforcement Office, Grade 5, Step 3, effective October the 21st of 2024 on a full-time basis from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, at an hourly rate of $25.26 an hour, with benefits that are provided by the town's personnel policy, and if any, with said hire to be conditioned and required on taking the next county specific exam of said position and passing the exam, being placed on the resulting eligibility list within the set time frame set by the town supervisor, and further condition upon the subject to the 6-month probationary period wherein the performance and remains acceptable to the town supervisor and code enforcement officer and pursuant to the town policy. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 95.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next, resolution number 96 of 2024. Resolution to hire deputy town clerk for the town of Milton, whereas due to a vacancy in the town clerk's office is in need of filling the position of deputy town clerk, and now therefore be it resolved, the town board, after due consideration upon the request and recommendation of the town clerk, does hereby appoint and hire Andrew S. Nicolaus of 139 Cater Ross Drive, Ball Spa, New York, 12020, to the full-time position of deputy town clerk for the town of Milton, grade 4, step 1, effective October the 21st of 2024, at a rate of $22.26 per hour. The benefits limited only to those that are provided by the town's personnel policy, and if any, with said hire to be conditioned on a 6 months probationary period wherein the performance and remain acceptable to the town board, town clerk pursuant to the town policy. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 96.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky. Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Jim, do you have 97 there too? Brian Mayor?
You need 97.
Yeah, do you have it?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and read it, Meg? I don't have the resolution.
Let's see here. Okay. Whereas the town of Milton has duly appointed planning board comprised of 7 members and 1 alternate member, all appointed by the town board for staggered terms. And whereas due to the vacancy, there is a position on the planning board that is in need of filling. And whereas Diane Marin of 40 Birch Tree Lane, Ballston Spa, New York, 12020, has expressed an interest in and is willing to accept a position as a member to the town of Milton Planning Board for the period commencing October 24th, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024. Now, therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Milton hereby appoints Diane Marin of 40 Birch Tree Lane, Ballston Spa, New York, 12020 as a member of the planning board of the town of Milton, which appointment will take effect and shall be effective October 24th, 2024 and end on December 31st, 2024 at a stipend of $1,000 per year, prorated accordingly. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, the town of Milton. What do I say now? That's it. Okay.
Well done.
Motion for resolution number 97, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky. Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes, but I
Super-
wanted to add that Diane's been our alternate for approximately a year, done a really good job. She's at just about every meeting that we've had, so well deserved. Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next resolution number 98 of 2024, resolution to appoint Brittany Yellen. Dave, help me out here. Yelenick?
Yelnick.
Okay. Yelenick as a member to the. Just one second here.
Alternate.
Whereas the town of Milton has a duly appointed planning board comprised of 7 members and an alternate member and appointed by the town board in staggered terms. And whereas the town, due to a vacancy in the position of an alternate planning board member, is in need of filling it. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board, town of Milton hereby appoints Brittany Yelenick of 280 Greenfield Avenue, Ballston Spa, New York, 12020 as the alternate member of the planning board of the town of Milton, which appointment will take effect and shall be effective October the 24th, 2024 and end December 31st of 2024 at a stipend of $1,000 per year, prorated accordingly. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for a resolution number 98, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next resolution 99 of 2024, resolution to classify an action and to enact a local law amending sections of the town code in connection with the updates to the roadways and infrastructure dedicated standards and procedures, and to schedule a public hearing on the proposed law relating to thereof, whereas the town board determined necessary to develop an up-to-date procedure and forms for the dedication of the roadways from private developers to the town, and by resolution 99 of 2023, approved and awarded a project to Delaware Engineering DPC, which would include reviewing the current code requirements, develop of additional standard forms and procedures and documentation for considering, as well as all the adoption of code amendments if necessary, And therefore be it resolved as follows. Number one, the town board hereby classifies the proposed action as an unlisted action in accordance with the seeker and declares itself the lead agency for the purpose of a uncoordinated review under seeker. Number two, the town board hereby refers the proposed tax amendments to the town planning board for the report and recommendations therein as required under chapter 180 of the town zoning law. And the town board hereby directs that the proposed tax amendments to be referred to the Saratoga County Coordinates within GML 239A. The town board hereby schedules the public hearing at the local law, the proposed text amendments to,
It's not the right resolution.
Yeah,
It's this one here. I don't know what that one is. That one looks like from last month. Oh, why it's in your packet. So this is to expand the scope of that.
yeah, for Delaware.
Yeah.
okay, let's
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this again. Resolution number 99 of 2024. Resolution to expand the scope of the roadway dedication and approval procedures work with Delaware Engineering DPC to include the development of an additional standard forms and procedures regarding the use of the computer and aided designation and drafting software to ensure consistency and efficiency in the review of the development of the future site plan, subdivisions, and other land development projects in the town of Milton. Whereas the town board and the town highway superintendent, upon review of the roadway dedication process for the town, found it necessary to develop an up-to-date procedure and forms for the dedication of the roadways from private developers of the town, which would include reviewing the current code requirements, development of additional standards, forms, and procedures and documentation for consideration, as well as the adoption of a code amendment if necessary. And now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Milton hereby awards to appoint and hires Delaware Engineer and DPC of 28 Madison Avenue Extension, Albany, New York, 12203, to expand the scope of work previously awarded to Delaware and to include creating specifications, standard forms, and procedures for consideration and using computer-aided design and drafting software CAD to ensure consistency and efficiency in the review and development of future site plans, subdivision, and other land development projects in the town at a cost not to exceed an additional sum of $15,000 plus miscellaneous additional costs, if any, all set forth in attached proposal. And further authorizes the town supervisor to enter into and execute a contract and all other necessary and required documentation and pay all amounts due and/or to become due regarding the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 99.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Yes. Next, resolution number 100 of 2024, resolution authorizing the purchase of a Bobcat compact excavator for the use in the town of Milton's highway garage, whereas the town highway superintendent has advised the town board is necessary to purchase a new Bobcat mini excavator to be used in the town's various highway projects, and now therefore be it resolved, the town of Milton highway superintendent is hereby authorized to expend the sum of up to $73,262.90 plus any incidental expenses in order to purchase, obtain the E55 R2 Series Bobcat Compact Excavator with attachments from Bobcat of Gloversville, Johnstown LLC of 2053 State Highway 29 in Johnstown, New York, 12095, as referenced above in this resolution and shown and set forth on the attached proposal, and is further resolved, the town highway superintendent is hereby authorized to enter into and sign all necessary documents and to have paid from allocated funds all amounts needed in order to execute the same. Now therefore be it resolved by town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 100.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Delnicki.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes. Next, resolution number 101 of 2024, resolution to change the board meeting dates for the months of November and December of 2024, whereas the town board inadvertently set the town meetings dates currently scheduled for the months of November and December of 2024 immediately right before the Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday, and now therefore be resolved, the town board hereby approves the date changes to the town board meetings scheduled for the months of November and December of 2024 as follows. The meeting will be on November 27th shall be changed to November the 20th, and the December 25th shall be changed to December 18th. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, town of Milton, motion for resolution number 101, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Second, oh, sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Barb? Okay. Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next a motion to approve early bird registration to the 2025 National Association of Towns Annual Meeting and Training School at a cost not to exceed $1,400 per person. This is just given us the okay to send the appropriate amount of people to New York City for the Association of Towns at a reduced cost.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky. Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
Yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, next a motion to file the 2025 preliminary budget with the town clerk in accordance with town law, section 106.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky. Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, town clerk, this is the town of Milton's 2025 preliminary budget. Next, motion to set a public hearing on the 2025 preliminary budget for Wednesday, November 6, 2024 at 6 PM.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Any discussion? Councilman Del Nicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Soden.
Yes.
Councilman Frolish.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kerr.
yes.
Supervisor Ostrander.
Yes, the next department and committee reports, animal control, Eric.
The Animal Control Monthly Report for September 2024. Total calls 116, bite cases 3, dangerous dog hearings 0, animal seized 7. And there were a number of tickets issued, unlicensed dogs 22, running at large 4, for a total of 26. Respectfully submitted, David Drzezinski, Animal Control Officer.
Eric, Assessor's Office, you're up again.
Our assessors team is completing our year-long inventory, more than a year-long inventory update project. Our office will now be focusing on apartments, condos, and commercial buildings. We'll be sending Saratoga County our backup for the 2024 assessment roll for any changes of addresses and new and old bank codes for the property bills. If you no longer have an escrow, please send an email to the Assessors Department updating your information prior to November 1st. Property bills will be sent out first week of January and the warrant date of 12/31/2024. If you do not receive your bills in early January, please check the town's website for information. Have a safe and happy fall season. Kind regards, Laura Orminski, Town of Milton Assessor.
Thank you, Eric. Next, buildings and grounds, Barb.
October 2024, in the month of September, I did daily cleaning, community center, town parks, town hall offices, including the highway department, set up and takedowns at the community center as needed, weekly mowing of the parks and cemeteries, monthly inspection of fire extinguishers and AED machines. We've inspected all the playground equipment at Burgess-Kimball Park and Suzanne Lyle Playground and finished installing security lights and cameras around the park and buildings. We have fall cleanup of the parking lots, pavilions, playgrounds, basketball and pickleball courts, and the Milton Mile will continue cleaning up the cemeteries and outside properties. Respectfully submitted, Mark Leroy, Maintenance Supervisor.
Thank you, Barb. Next, the Comptroller's financial reporting package was issued to the town board, and Budget Committee is available on the public inspection on the town website. Next, Economic Development. We do not have, unfortunately, a report from Economic Development. John is taken ill. He did send me an email and said that he'll make it up to us next month. Next, economic development, or health officer, excuse me.
No report from the health officer this
No
month.
report. All right, thank you, Eric. Next, highway department.
I don't have one from the highway department, but I'll give you a quick summary. They've started their leaf pickup now through November. Okay. They had their, what was it, junk drop off here last Saturday. And I can tell you the town of Milton is certainly a cleaner place. Would you end up with, I think, 10 or 12 roll-offs? More? 21, so.
It was busy.
I swear everybody slept on their bed springs that night because all the mattresses were out in the roll-offs. But, so that's pretty much where we're at with the highway. You
Right.
skipped my building department.
Building department, John, you're up.
During the month of September, the building department managed 39 building permits, collected $12,039.80 in building permit fees, completed 107 construction inspections, fulfilled 85 fire safety inspections, conducted inspections at Winter Circle's apartments, responded to 7 code enforcement violation and issued 2 series of tickets for court. A total of 3 certificate of occupancies were issued along with 30 certificates of compliance.
Thank you, John. Next, Mike, I know you have one.
Very long report today, quite long for the meeting today. I'm Mike Companion, town historian. This month, I addressed a number of requests by members of the community that brought for information about ancestors who live in town of Milton. One actually came from Sweden. This is not working in the.
Does not sound like it.
No, the folks at home can't hear you.
It's on.
Is the
Is
the
it on,
button
Mike?
Mike?
On.
The green light in the front?
Ching. Keep pushing.
Oh, there we go. Hello? There we go. Okay.
Thank you.
Once again, Mike Companion, Town of Milton historian. And I mentioned the fact that we had some requests for information from various people for about ancestors who live in the town of Milton. I also installed the panels for the 1780 invasion of the kiosk and completed all preparations for the opening ceremony of the kiosk on October 26th, which is at 11 a.m. Make sure you're there. I want to thank town for all its support in creating the kiosk, and especially the highway department for creating a walkway to the kiosk, as well as refurbishing the parking lot with fresh stone. Thank you very much, Jason. I was also able to put up several hours raking the path in Oakwood Cemetery and clearing off grave sites. I uncovered several more, which were buried under several inches of soil. There are about 40 lying on the ground, and began the process of resetting them, about a dozen thus far. If anyone is interested in helping in this process, please let me know. By the way, a bobcat would be essential to that task. On October 12th and 13th, I and my Revolutionary War reenacting group took part in a 2-day program sponsored by the Saratoga County 250th Commission as part of New York Paths Through History Weekend. Teaching the public about the Battle of Saratoga, we established a camp at Bemis Heights and performed artillery demonstrations and talked with the public about camp life for Revolutionary War soldiers. On October 17th, from 10 to 11, I took part in the 250th anniversary of the Revolutionary War program at Fort Hardy Park in Schuylerville, commemorating the surrender of the British forces at Saratoga. Also, I took part in the event sponsored by Saratoga County 250th Commission at the Spa Little Theater, greeting attendees and acting as part of the color guard. And finally, the most important part on October 17th was our, once again, the Milton Revolutionary War Trivia Night at Milton Tavern this year. The event was well attended by members of the community. Among the attendees were several members of the town hall community, including board members John Frolish and his wife, Meg and her husband, Barb, as well as last year's winners, the highway department, and formerly deputy clerk Amanda Zawada, who was very entertaining for most people there, which I can attest to. This year we had 3 teams win prizes. So I think there were like 7 or 8 teams. We actually had 3 teams win prizes, which was nice. This Saturday, again, a reminder, October 26th from 11 to 12, we'll be putting on the ceremony commemorating the 1780 raid on Ballstown at Treble Park on the corner of Middle Line Road and Route 67, which I hope you can all attend. Also, following that is the trunk or treat event from 12 to 2 here, No, where?
Community center.
The
Community
community
center.
center, I'm sorry, the community center. So from 11 to 12 is the kiosk opening, and from 12 to 2 is the trunk or treat at the community center. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Next, Justice Court.
Listening to him. The Justice Court for September 2024, fines $2,760, surcharges $2,852, civil fees $370, for a total of $5,982.
Thank you, Barb. Next, Planning Board, Planning Consultant, and Zoning Board report. Meg?
Okay. First up, we have a report prepared by Sophia Marusa, which is our planner. I'll read you a couple highlights from that. She's had ongoing coordination on the application intake and content review for both the Planning Board and Zoning Board of Appeals applications, ongoing coordination with Bill Lewis on the Zoning Board applications and pre-application conferences, land use inquiries. She had a Zoom call with Blue Niels regarding the stormwater program requirements, permit changes, and site and outfall compliance inspections to begin soon. Submitted the interim stormwater report to NISDEC on 10/1 for the MS4 reporting requirements. Meeting with John Olenek regarding respective roles and active planning board applications. So a lot of coordination going on. Ongoing coordination with the county planning board, DPW, and applicant regarding 201 North Line Road. County referral comments. Ongoing coordination with Delaware Engineering regarding project reviews, communication with the county agencies, and many, many more things. That's the plan, the planner. Planning and zoning report. So several things have happened on the planning board from the 10-9 meeting, and that was 355 Finley Road, which is a 3-lot subdivision. They went through parts 2 and 3 of the environmental assessment form, negative declaration, public hearing held, and 3-lot subdivision approved. 201 North Line Road, special use permits for the cannabis dispensary and walk-up window. The applicant submitted a revised site plan. So the revised site plan only had rights in and out of on North Line Road, which was how Stewart's had it. Still waiting for a county planning board determination and formal approval and sign off. They can't take action on this until the approval is received from the county. Public hearing held. There were no comments. Public hearing adjourned until next meeting on 10/21 at 7 p.m. So that public hearing will continue. 272 Stone Church Road, which is a 34-lot major subdivision. This action was on the agenda for the last month and then pulled last minute. This has been an ongoing action for several years. The planner and town engineer need to provide comments, recommendations to the applicant, all relevant information data needed on this action. Once those are complete, then parts 2 and 3 of the environmental assessment form can be completed. That will be submitted, will be the submittal to the county. Probably not until November. No public hearing to be held until at least December. Milltown Center, 32 comments from the town. The applicant reviewed the responses. A few comments, adjustments are needed. The site plan public hearing scheduled for 11/13 at 7:05 p.m. Zoning Board, 9/26, which was the last one. Their meeting is tomorrow. So we're kind of delayed a month, basically. 3297 Shaw Hill Road is an area variance. The public hearing was held for the area variance. Rear setback relief needed to build a garage. The area variance was approved. 8 Rip Van Lane, which is also an area variance. The area variance was requested for the side setback in order to build in addition to the house. A public hearing is scheduled for October 24th at 7 p.m. So that's tomorrow again at 7 p.m. 1394 Armor Road is an area variance. An area variance is requested for the side setback from the required 50 feet to 5 feet. This is a pretty complex area variance, so there's a lot of moving parts here. Lots of discussions about relief sought and the additional need for a lot line adjustment in addition to the area variance once that is granted. The application needs to be updated and the board wants to go to the property for a site visit prior to the public hearing being set. Again, next zoning board is tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Thanks, Mac. Receiver of taxes, Lisa, you have anything for us? Pretty soon, right? All right, thank you. Town clerk.
So for the month of September, we had 10 marriages, one-day officiant license, 14 certified marriage certificates, 47 certified death certificates, 11 FOIL and search of records requests, 140 dog licenses, of which 35 of them were online, 144 hunting and fishing licenses, 6 pavilion and community center rentals with a town share of $4,245.80. And I got one more thing, if it's okay.
Sure.
So the town clerk page has been updated. So if you want to take a look at it, on the left-hand side, there's a link to public access to records. And we have started to put our minutes, the agendas, planning board minutes and zoning board minutes available to the public. And we'll slowly get the other foilable records available on our website to the public to look at anytime they want. We're working on it. It's a slow process, but thanks.
Thank you, Brenda. Do you have anything for your bureau this month?
Nope, nothing, not till next month.
Okay, thank you. Public comment number 2 is now on the agenda. Public comment number 2 on any town business. Public comment number 2 is now open. Anyone like to speak? Michelle Judah.
Hi, Michelle Judah, 34 Van Tassel Lane. I apologize for just getting here, but I have been listening in on Zoom in the car. I just want to start by saying that Mr. Bogosian and I agree. I think Amanda's great. She's been extremely kind and personable and helpful to me in any requests that I've had. So I think that it's a great opportunity for her to be able to move into this role. So she's still online. Cheers to you, Amanda. Congratulations. I do think that it would be helpful for the public if there could be just help us understand a little bit about what goes into filling positions. So like the deputy clerk position seems to have been appointed. Maybe that's the proper way of doing it, but I think it would just be helpful for transparency for folks to understand what positions get posted internally first, what goes out to the public, where those positions get listed. I saw Indeed was used for Amanda's role, but it just seemed like, I think that position was created last month and we're already, we're moving her into it, which is great, but filling the deputy clerk position very quickly. So trying to understand that would be helpful. Likewise, with the resolution in regards to expanding the scope for Delaware engineering, I did take a look at the procurement policy, and I know that it certainly makes sense for certain professional services that maybe you're not putting things out to bid. There's also the possibility that some things have been determined to be sole contract. And obviously it makes sense when you're hiring a town designated engineer, you're not going to go to a different one for every single project. You're going to use them for a period of time because they're building upon what they've learned about your town, and obviously that's a cost savings. But I am curious as to what the policies would say about, how many years do we go before we start offering that town designated engineering position out to other firms and companies. The resolution reads that, this is the best price and this is the best deal we can get, but we don't really know that if we're not comparing. Again, I'm not questioning it going to Delaware engineering. It makes sense that that contract lasts for a period of time, but at what point would you throw it out to see if there's somebody else who could be providing that service? And then Councilwoman Kerr, I do not mean to be constantly stealing your thunder, but I just wanted to throw out about the comprehensive planning meeting. At the last meeting, I had an opportunity to talk with the supervisor a little bit more in detail and, really talked about how great that meeting was. A couple of them that I've gone to, but particularly the one with the economic development advisors. what I came away was really hopeful after that meeting. There was a lot of things that were suggested by those advisors to the advisory committee that are very much in line with some of the public concerns about this. And there was some creativity that I heard being mentioned. And I would love to be able to, make sure that all of the residents who are interested in this are able to participate. I encourage them to participate in it. It was a really worthwhile endeavor for sure. So that meeting's coming up on Tuesday. Thanks for adding the Zoom link. My understanding is they're going to be talking about housing, what goes into, coming up with pricing of housing, pricing of apartment units, placemaking. I hope the conversation includes, again, some creative ideas about how to maybe increase affordable housing in the town. And I would just ask in closing that there be some consideration, because it's election day, to actually recording that. If we have it on Zoom, can we record it? Because I do think it's going to be a very worthwhile discussion, very important for the public to get educated along with the advisory council members. So it would be great to have that recorded and us able to see it afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Just
Yeah.
as a point of clarification, it's not this coming week, it's the following week.
Yeah. November
Election
5th.
day, yep. Tuesday. Yep.
Evening, everybody. Dan Galvin, Ichabod Lane. I'm actually reading off a piece of paper tonight because there's going to be a whole lot of numbers that I spit out. I promise there is a point that I'm trying to get to. These numbers should scare you. I hope they scare you. They scared the shit out of me. Pardon my French. They affect every person in this room, every family member of anybody in this room. It is not just a national concern. It is not just a state concern or a regional concern. It is a community. It is an American concern. 1.7, between 1.7 and 1.9 million Americans die each year from chronic disease. Half of all Americans in this country have at least one chronic disease. Cardiovascular disease, 17.9 million people are diagnosed with it every year. 1 in 5 deaths in this country come from cardiovascular disease. An estimated 2 million people will be diagnosed this year alone with cancer. 1 in 2 people in this country will have some form of cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 2. So 50% of the people in this room will have cancer at some point in their life, if you don't already. 97.6 million people ages 18 or older are pre-diabetic. 1.2 million new diagnoses of diabetes come every year. 6.9 million people have Alzheimer's 65 or older in 2024, and it is expected to increase to 13.8 million by 2060. I bring up all these numbers, and ones that really should hit to the point that I'm trying to make is that 1 in 5 children and adolescents are obese. 40.3% of all adults in this country are obese. Why do I say that? Because there is a direct correlation. Independent, peer-reviewed medical research, you can Google it, you can Yahoo it, or whatever the hell you want to do. All these numbers are factual. All of these diseases, all chronic disease in this country directly correlates to the food that we put in our bodies. Why? Because there are over 10,000 legal chemicals allowed in our food in this country. Europe, 700. Why is that? You can take that where you want it. The point that I'm trying to make is that if we're going to allow, right, any business is allowed, right, as long as it meets the requirements of seeker and the planning board and the town code, right? That's all well and good. McDonald's, right? It's allowed, right? It's okay. We're, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It meets the requirements. That's what's going to happen. What I'm getting at is that McDonald's has 78 known additives in it, 6 of which are known carcinogens. Now, if we're only offering as a town, right, these types of options to our community, an aging community, right, let alone our children, we're increasing the risk of all of these chronic diseases to everybody, right? Me personally, if I sat up here, I would feel I would have a moral and ethical obligation to the health of the community that I oversee. The health report for tonight, there wasn't one. Right? Our comprehensive plan is underway, right? And it's estimated to, I think, 2025, end of 2025 should be completed, right, and voted on. My suggestion, and was brought up at the last comprehensive plan committee meeting, is that we have a moratorium on any new development, major development. Obviously, minor subdivisions, people wanting to expand their homes and things like that, not the biggest concern. Numerous towns in the state of New York and across the country, as stated by Delaware Engineering, pretty sure I got that right, by Mary Beth, do this. It's a common practice, right? To stop any major development while we're in the process of a comprehensive plan. If we're allowing all of these businesses to come in here and develop and build and expand, and then we come to find out that everybody in our community doesn't want any of that and put that in the comp plan, too late. So again, I think it would be prudent. I think it would be responsible to at least have the consideration of this body to put a moratorium on any new major development. You know, at the end of the day, if they're really going to want to come here, okay, they can wait 10, 12 months. It's not the end of the world for them because they're still going to make a profit at the end of 2025 when they build. Right? The last thing that I would say is that, you know, we've brought it up numerous times, the economic development chair, Mr. Olnick, right? Why are you seeking these types of businesses, fast food, whatever it may be? And he has said, well, why don't you give me options? Well, at the end of the day, Mr. Olnick, that is your job as the director of economic development to seek those healthier options, right? At the end of the day, we're here to have a healthier community. And if we're going to expand as a community, why not be an example to other communities that we are a healthy one? People will want to come here for the quality of life that's already here. Why not make it even better, right? More school kids having healthier lunches, right? I understand that that's not your duty to say what a school lunch is, but again, having healthier options. This affects us all. Believe me, I like to go home and eat ice cream. But at the end of the day, when I read this, 1 in 2, so that means either me or my wife will have cancer, right? Or my son for that matter. So I will do everything in my power to help mitigate that risk. And if that means reading every label, and if that means trying to eat healthier stuff that might taste like crap, but it adds 15, 20, 30 years onto my life that I get to spend with my family, maybe that's what I want to do, right? So again, I hope that you guys consider, you know, at least just putting a pause on the development. Other towns have, it's not the end of the world. The development will still be here in 2025. Just try to think about maybe doing a responsible duty for the town. So thanks for.
Thank you. Anyone else? Or anybody via Zoom? Public comment number 2 is now closed. Is there any written correspondence, Brenda? No? Okay. Any discussion from the board on any new town business? Eric?
Oh, per usual, I have a couple comments. I'm not sure if they're new or old or somewhere in between.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Just a couple thumbs up for Brenda's work, what she was talking about with the enhancements to the website. Information for all of us, I think, takes us one step toward better transparency and ease of use of the website. I think what's notable is Brenda thought that would take 7 to 10 years to get together, and I think it's taken less than 5 for her to be able to get that microfiche up, and I think that's pretty nifty. Just wanted to comment, and then secondly, who's the recycler of the month? Thank you for returning empty honey jar that can recycle. So appreciate it. We'll fill you up.
That's it?
That's it.
Hank?
Nothing here?
Barb?
No, Michelle stole my thunder again. I guess the other thing is our survey closes on October 31st. So if you go to our webpage and spread the word, participate, we also have quite a few postcards up here. If anyone needs them, I can put some out on the table. That's about it, I guess.
Just a few updates on what's going on with the facilities. Phase 1 has been closed out, so we're done with the Fuel Island Cold Storage Building. Phase 2, they're in the concrete motion. If anybody goes by, you'll see there's walls being poured. So that's progressing nicely. Reimagine Milton, we've gotten a tentative schedule as far as phasing the project, and probably be getting that out so everybody can see how it's going to take place over the next 5 or 10 years. So that's progressing along. Road dedication you heard tonight. That's going to come towards the tail end of that project. So pretty much everything's moving along. I don't have any complaints this month.
Any old business anyone wants to talk about?
I just want to add a little bit to what Michelle said, and Dan and Barb. I wish we saw more people here and more people involved with the comprehensive plan. So thank you to everybody who does show up. That is really everybody's chance to sort of get involved and take part in what's happening locally and local government. You know, invite your friends and be sure the word is out that this is our chance, right? Until that comprehensive plan is done, there's opportunity for input.
Do we know how many people have responded to your survey yet?
540? Unique responses.
Anything else? Mike ceremony, let's not forget, we can all get over there and support Mike. Trunk or treat follows that at the community center till 2. Just want to give a quick update on Woods Hollow. The governor did sign the legislation for the purchase of Woods Hollow from the village to the town. Our attorney has ordered the title search. As soon as that comes in, hopefully by the end of the month, we can sit down with the village and close on Woods Hollow. Other than that, I think, is that it, everyone?
That's it.
Okay.
Just got a question for
Yeah.
Mike. Can next year you give the winning answers to our team?
Oh.
Exactly.
Now, wait a minute.
Gotta
Only
study.
historians won. Come on.
No, the people behind me were a family. They wanted a family.
They're all dressed in uniform and
Yeah.
family.
There's only a finger pointing bar going on.
I brought my own team.
One point finger. You pointed. I didn't point last year.
Champ.
Well, that's called Sour Grapes Bar. Sour.
Okay, moving on, we will be going into executive session this evening for pending litigation with the town. So can I have a motion to enter into executive session?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?